It's a move that has changed everything and is easily the biggest news story F1 has seen for more than a decade. Lewis Hamilton is leaving Mercedes at the end of the season and joining Ferrari in 2025. This isn't the first time Ferrari have come calling, so why has Hamilton taken a leap of faith now? As we've seen in the past, he's not afraid of making a big call, leaving McLaren to join a midfield team at the time, Mercedes, for 2012. And yeah, at the time, it was a massive risk, but he spent 11 seasons with them, securing 6 Drivers' World Championships and 82 Grand Prix victories. Risk? What risk? During that decade, Ferrari came calling multiple times, but each time Hamilton battered them away. It seemed that there had been decided that Mercedes would be his final team in F1. A 39-year-old would expect to continue his relationship with the German brand long after hanging up his helmet. Hamilton and Mercedes have been a thing since he started racing all the way through his time in F1, as they supplied McLaren with engines during Hamilton's time there. Then it got even closer in recent years, partnering up and boost diversity in STEM and motorsport and transferring lives of young people from undeserved backgrounds. But in the last couple of years has been brutally difficult for Hamilton to deal with. He lost the World Championship, one of which would have been his record 8th in 2021. As he moved to rebound, he found himself with a car that was no match for the mighty Red Bull. And for the first time in F1, he failed to win in 2022 and 2023. Initially, he believed Mercedes had the people and the resources to get right back to the front, but the belief has steadily waned as the struggles continued. Hamilton knew that time was on its side, and it seems like he saw what Mercedes had planned for 2024 and beyond, and it wasn't enough to convince him things would definitely improve. Ferrari laid out their plan and showed him their development direction, what they had in store for 2026 when we see sweeping new aerodynamic and power unit regulations, and Hamilton was swayed. Mercedes and Ferrari were evenly matched last year, while both were some way off runaway champions Red Bull. Ferrari seemed to be more in the ascendancy than Mercedes. Hamilton would have looked at Mercedes' development path over the last few years and has seen how they struggled to outperformance, and would have compared that to what he saw at Ferrari and what they told him they could achieve. He would of course be wary and Ferrari's constant failure to deliver the Holy Grail since the Constructors' Championship win in 2008, but he also has a lot of trust in team principal Fred Vasseur, who was Hamilton's boss in junior Formula. The two have remained close ever since and talk at every race weekend, as friends tend to do. Hamilton is someone who needs trust in leadership, and he trusts Vasseur. After only a year in the hardest job in motorsport, he made Ferrari better. There are reasons some way to go, but he's done in 1 year what many have failed in multiple. The Britain will know that, and while Ferrari have been up and down with their aerodynamic packages over the last few decades, their power unit has either been the class leader or very close to it. With the PU set to be a key factor in 2026, and with rivals Red Bull set to debut their first in-house power-designed PU partnership with Ford that year, Hamilton will fancy his chance of taking the fight from a PU perspective, and he will likely be convinced of their future aero pathway too. There's also a romantic element as well. Hamilton's hero Senna intended to race for Ferrari at some point before his tragic accident in Imola in 1994. Hamilton had always had it in his mind too he would join Ferrari, but as he continued to win at Mercedes, such a move was never on the cards. Things are different now. It's not given Mercedes will climb back to the pinnacle. Success is cyclical in F1, and it takes decades rather than years to move back to the front once you're knocked off your perch. What's more, everyone loved to be Ferrari, and tough negotiations with Mercedes as well. Hamilton wanted 3 years, Mercedes wanted a year. Compromise was a 1 year plus one. So when Ferrari came calling with a multi-year contract with the commitment Mercedes delivered, that was very attractive. Hamilton would have weighed all this up, and now was the time to jump. Sure, it might not work, but was it likely to have been different if he stayed at Mercedes? Evidently, he thinks not. Mercedes will have known that there was very little they could do to stop Hamilton leaving his contract a year early to join their rivals. If a driver wants to go, they want to go. There's too much respect between Wolff and Hamilton for there to be a tug of war. Now at 39, he has one final roll at the dice and achieve a world title with Ferrari, given them their first title in nearly 2 decades, and his legends will be cemented as the GOAT. Failed to do so, and he leaves with his head held high and no regrets, having given everything to win his 8th. His gamble to leave McLaren and join Mercedes paid off. The Britain spearheading them back to world champions. He'll back himself to be able to do the same at Ferrari, fully believing he's still at the peak of his power, and given his track record, it's pretty hard to bet against him. So anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.